Okay, so this is the end of week number 2, I think. Might actually be later on, but this is definitely the start of evaluation number 2. Um, so let's go through what we've been up to this week. I made a survey to identify my demographic and psychographic audience. Unsure on the grammar. I don't know if that is how you'd phrase that. Um, yeah, I'm unsure. Anyway, people couldn't select a multiple on the first question, which was an issue as some people may watch multiple of the listed tournaments and lead to some confusion, um, which kind of just leads to skewed results because a lot of people said yes, they did watch additional tournaments, but then actually it just turned out that they're saying yes, they watch other tournaments that were already on the list that they should have been able to select additionally. Big oversight from me. For the time of day question, I should have allowed a range of time. Allowed a range of time and multiple to be selectable, as some people may be available for specific times and ranges of times. So basically, the way that that question worked was they could only select one time, so it was in intervals of every hour, whereas I should have had it intervals of an hour of when are you available to watch, um, but then have multiple times selectable. That would have been the most sensible thing to do. But I wanted to try out the new format thing. I wasn't actually sure how it worked. But that's something I should have looked into a little bit more. Um, needed to specify what time zone to answer in. As mentioned in this video, I had to go through and then I had to make guesses on what time zones people were in Europe. So maybe these are a little bit skewed, although I'm still happy with these times. I think those times are actually more than reasonable. That is when most people are free, is what I've come to find. That's why scrims are at those times. So um, should have provided more options for age ranges. So I think the biggest issue was that there was a lot of people answering 31 and above. Um, so I don't think there was necessarily an issue with this. There was, although that should have been 17 to 23, but um, I think 6 year slash 7 year gaps was fine, but we maybe should have just added one more option that was 31 to 37 and then 37 and above, or something like that, just to give extra room in case maybe some people were still on the younger side of 30, or just more options in general. I didn't provide enough options for that. Um, in a lot of instances with this, maybe just giving more options is the big thing. I could have also asked what people typically get esports updates from to know where is best to promote. Although I believe that simply using TikTok and Twitter and potentially YouTube will be more than acceptable. Um, I think I'm more than happy to draw the conclusion that every single esports org will just promote on their Twitter, and then some will promote on TikTok, and some will do a little bit of YouTube work, but the majority of their interactions and their posts and all the information that they put out is going to be on a Twitter. It's the big place for esports. I don't think I need to conduct a survey. I should have put that in, um, but I don't know if I need to conduct an additional survey just for that when it's very clear that there's a favourable place to promote, and that is Twitter. That's been shown. And then TikTok is very good for engagement, and YouTube is fairly good as well. Although I think sticking to just Twitter and TikTok will be the best idea. It's now just developing a content plan um, is necessary. I drew up some concepts. They aren't finished projects, but I am happy with how they are up to now. Updates that can be made are add social plugs, add social like Twitter handles and stuff underneath the caster boxes. Increase caster box size. Add Hyun Dragon's logo to caster box. Add more to the promo image. Fill the blank area. Um, change the font, change font for other text on promo image. And when I say other text, I mean I'm happy with the Medieval Massacre and the text that it's at and the size that it's at. but it's readable because it's so big. Whereas the other things, maybe I could make the writing a little bit bigger, but also I think getting a better font would do some good. And this is the space that needs to be filled here, in the bottom right there. Um, and develop more concepts. Starting soon, thanks for watching, and roster image. So, just showing what the roster is. Um, I think that'll be useful. SEO marketing. It shone some light on, so we did some work on SEO marketing. Let me explain first. So we looked at what SEO marketing is. It shone some light on how to use keywords in order to promote myself more. And actually, I've put not much more to add, but what I would actually like to look at is the keyword planner, the Google Keyword Planner, Moz, and SEMrush. So just to discuss those a little bit, they essentially help you promote yourself and figure out how do we increase attraction by looking at keywords and stuff. Um, Not that I think I'm going to need to use these things. The social media aspect is easy to push, the keywords and the hashtags and stuff. I've already looked into that, so I'm probably going to see if I can cite myself for some of that work. But I'm fairly happy with understanding how to promote myself and doing that through social media. But the keyword thing is definitely something that I maybe need to think about a little bit more. Throwing in the keywords to captions and into your Twitter posts, and um, yeah, and I will actually have to have a look into how to promote myself best on Twitter, because there is more to doing it than just posting constantly, which I've had a little bit of a discussion about. So I guess we can maybe start theory crafting and having a look at that, and maybe do some primary research by testing this out and actually making Twitter posts consistently. Um, oh, and one more thing that I need to look at on here before we close it. So I've still got two more things to do from last week as well. I spent a lot of time doing these. These things took an immense amount of time, especially this. Um, Getting the perfect angle for the Junker Queen, finding a green screen room on Overwatch, finding the right font, the color contrast, finding the right color contrast to make Junker Queen look more red, so it fits with the dragon's idea, um, like the red dragon logo concept. That that ate up a lot of time, which is why I'm now thinking maybe I shouldn't. Which is why I'm not thinking maybe I shouldn't commit to drawing these up as much, and maybe I'm going to focus my efforts elsewhere. And now that I've got these kind of mock concepts, rather than finalizing it and finishing it off and making it a completely finished product, I can do that later if I get the chance. But I think the best idea now is doing a lot more research and doing things that aren't going to be eating into my time so heavily. Um, because I think those are things that we can finalize a mock concept of something later. We can definitely develop ideas like that. Um, but yeah, I think that's going to be put on the back burner, is what I'm going to say. Um, I feel like I've got something else. No, I think that's everything that I want to have a look at. I'm fairly happy with where things are. I've got all of half term now. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to chip away at everything and try and complete all of the things that I've started my evaluations on. Um, and then once I've done that towards the end of half term, I'll have a look again, readdress everything that I've done, um, and then we can put it back out, and then just keep working. That's the way that we've been going so far. So yeah, I'm quite happy with where we're up to now, though.